I've been playing the Yu-Gi-Oh card game for a good long time, and every now and then I do some research on new cards and archetypes. A couple months ago, I was looking around the Yu-Gi-Oh wiki and found something quite disturbing. Apparently Kazuki Takahashi is trying to make a new type to be released alongside psychics and ghosts. This might be the reason behind the jokes in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexo when Astro asks Yuma what kind of card is a ghost. From what I read, it was widely released in Japan, and only one pack series was released in the UK. That was exclusively ghost type cards, Tombstone Ritual, and they were only in stores for about a month. There wasn't much reason behind it. On the wiki page, just strange anomalies were happening around that place. That a lot of ghost type cards were gathered, mostly termed as schoolyard's dueling areas. I'm guessing, no other details. After a little more research, I noticed that most of the ghost type cards were either spirit cards or turned into zombie cards. In later packs release, one card that caught my attention on the latter was Earbud. It was released in Crosswords to Chaos. I myself owned one, so I was curious of its effect. The ghost type was the same. I didn't see the ghost type version on wiki. However, since there was only a couple released in packs, I told myself it must have been an ultra or something. I eventually forgot about being in school and law, but when summer break started, my interest renewed. I searched eBay for a long while before finding something interesting. A bulk set of 119 cards, with the thumbnail being a ghost rare, Earbud. This kind of released in the Tombstone Ritual packs. After reading the project description, I learned the bulk set was in fact that tile English set released in the UK. Few duplicates. There were no bids, and it was only $2. Only about an hour left to bid. I clicked the bid and raised it to 5, just to make sure those cards were mine. Strangely enough, despite the fact there were 12 hours left on the bid, screen changed to say, "Thank you for purchasing this item. Please proceed to checkout." Now, I'm not big on the eBay, but I'm sure that when you bid, it doesn't automatically thank you for buying the item, just for bidding. That you'd be notified when bidding was over, or if someone outbid you. Anyway, I shook off my strange feeling and continued to pay for the cards. Almost immediately after the purchase, I got an email from the seller. This is what it said. "Thank you so much for buying the cards from me. You have no idea how long I've been trying to get rid of them. I wouldn't be surprised if you sell them off again later. Thanks again though." At that time, I had no idea what he meant by that, but once I received the cards, I knew instantly. At first, everything was normal: cardboard box, send label, tape. However, it took a second to realize that the sender used red tape. Who uses red tape for a box? I wondered. I shook this feeling off, assuming he ran out of regular tape. It can't happen, right? So without another thought, I opened the box and shifted through the cards. As promised, they were either ghost type monster cards or their support spell and trap cards, and had the call number starting with the TSRT, indicating they are all from the Tombstone Ritual pack set. Time went up for them. I made a deck, dueled a few people. I got a lot of complaints because my opponents thought my cards were fake, but since I dueled most of my friends, I didn't care. My best friend, who was for the purpose of security we would call Samantha, was a perky blonde who was always trying to beat me, but never could so long as I had my ghosts. The one card she always dreaded. I always seemed to draw against her. Earbud. You see, unlike the zombie Gemini version releasing Crossroads to Chaos, the ghost type was able to special summon itself from my hand if I controlled only one ghost type, and all cards on my opponent's side of the field were anything but. Samantha hated this, seeing as how I was very conservative with my monsters and never summoned them unless I absolutely had to. She always surrendered at that moment, like she thought if I attacked with Earbud, she would never play again. This went on for a while until Sam got so determined that when I played Earbud, she didn't surrender, stating that she was going to win and finally conquer that son of a bitch. It concerned me that she referred to the card as if it was a person, but I shook that notion off and won 2 turns later with a direct attack from, you guessed it, Earbud. That night, I got a call from Samantha's mother, saying she had slipped in her nightly shower and broke her neck. It's been a year now, and I still don't have a word from it. I didn't even want to go to her funeral and see her head still tilted at a funny angle. I decided right then and there I was going to stop playing the game altogether, since playing more would keep reminding me of the last time I saw her live, yelling at my card, calling her a son of a bitch. What could she have meant by it? Now, for all you weak at heart, stop watching this now. The morning, I was told my best friend was dead. I woke up holding Ilbut, but something about it changed. Instead of being Ghost Rider, it was colored in and non-holographic. The name was a shiny, indented black like the release from Battle Pack Epic Dawn. The picture, instead of having a giant eye and a mouth, in the stomach of the monster, had a little girl being sucked into the depth of its fat belly. DD Warrior Lady, who everyone said Samantha looked like. The text had also changed to be read.
She's mine now, not yours. If you want her, you know what to do. I'm here, watching and waiting, watching and waiting, watching and waiting, watching and waiting, watching and waiting.
Never before I seen a card like this. I knew it couldn't be fake because everything I needed to be was real in this place. I've never seen a fake card with a Battle Pack-like name engraven. Oh, I almost never forgot. The entire front of the card was faded in eerie reds. I wish I still had it with me to show you. What happened afterwards was just too much for me. The nightmares I had after Sam died got worse and worse. Going from just a small night terror to full-on sweat and paranoia, including nightmares. The worst one had me chained down in the steel room, facing Ilbud, as he dangled Sam's decaying body in front of me. Each time she would swing towards me, a narrow chunk of me would be taken by her long and almost clawed-like nails dug into me. Now bear in mind, Ilbud was the only spook I had to deal with. Oh no, I knew he was just the beginning. After a couple of days of being haunted by Sam, I started seeing all the ghosts there and there, around the house, in my sleep, in my books, everywhere. By far, the one that scared me the most, the one I called the King. His card name was actually Universitas Rex, which translates to King of the Universe. He could take the shape of any dead thing on any planet, but his favorite form was a young man, about my age, nearly completely decayed. A strange white and red mist trailed behind him. No, it was the most persistent. Even when I didn't see him, I knew it was there, behind me, watching. I can clearly remember not pulling its card in the deck because it was too hard to look at. I guess that was my punishment. Having to eat, look at it, smell it, always. But something else dawned on me. At around the same time, I found one sole picture of the pack art for Tombstone Ritual. There was a background of grave markers, and in the foreground was the king, which meant that the other ghosts were his soldiers. And if there is a king with soldiers, this is a war. I blacked out shortly after. In my dream, the ghost army was assembled right before me, bowing. I looked around with pride, believing I conquered them finally. Even the infamous Ilbud kneeled before me. My joy was short-lived because the row of stone reflectors, a ghost-type support card, stood before me. Their mirror side showed me who I was, what I was. The skin came dripping off my face like water. I stood tall and proud, in a black robe, golden crown rested on my head. My empty eye sockets stared closely back at me. I was the king. I woke up in the hospital, hooked up to an IV bag and vital sensors. My parents were standing over me. They told me how 3 more of my friends died when I was out, 2 in a car accident and 1 in break-ins. Needless to say, I was crushed. The ghost had taken no group of my friends, and no one else knew it but me. I'm sure you say, why not tell anyone about this? My answer: you're right, I'll just make them that my friends are dying because of a box of haunted trading cards that's sitting in my room. Let's see how fast they put me away in that nice little white room with a jacket that makes me hug myself. When I got home, I decided to do some research for the first time. As it turned out, from what I found on a deeply hidden forum post on a site I have long since forgotten. When the ghost type cards were printed, 3 of Konami's workers fell into the press. Those 3 still have not been named, but it is rumored that one of them was murdered, explaining the rest of the souls haunting the cards. I tried to get a hold of the person who had posted this information, hoping to find out more. However, I soon found out that he or she deleted her account. About 2 years prior, as you could probably assume, I was annoyed to no end. I was left with little information, and their army of spirits haunting a set of cards full of dead friends, and the guilt of and apparently hefty medical bills on my parents. I figured there was only one thing left to do. I had to destroy the cards. My first attempt was to cut them into bits. That only made things worse as ghosts began to multiply in my dreams tenfold, so I thought I should bury them. Also not good, because the morning after, I found all the cards neatly stacked next to my computer with Ilbud and Universalist Rex on top. I contemplated sending them through a few wash cycles with some heavy, dirty bleach, but decided against it, as if it worked, I'll be stuck cleaning the machine out for days. I kept trying and trying to get rid of them myself. The curse for 3 months. Out of options, out of luck, and out of the will to go on, I tried one desperate act to save myself. I made an eBay ad. I advertised the entire 119 card set of Tombstone Ritual with some duplicates. I set the thumbnail as a ghost reel, earbud. I set the auction starting price at $2 and prepared the cardboard box with red tape. When I saw that someone else had a bid for $5 with about $12 left to hope for me, I ended the auction and immediately sent the buyer an email. Thank you so much for buying the cards from me. You have no idea how long I've been trying to get rid of them. I wouldn't be surprised if you sell them off again later. Thanks again though. I sent the cards off to the buyer the same day. I was free, finally free that night. I had the best sleep in months. No nightmares, no king, no dead friends. Just darkness. Just how I like it.
The above is a transit of a video file found on the computer of the deceased James Jackson. He and his family died in a house fire a week after the video was created. The investigation reports has found no discernible cause for its fire and has written it off as an accident. But the report left out was that the only items in the house not reduced to ash were the computer this video was found on and the Yugioh link. Universitas Rex.